I do think that in this post-mortem that needs to happen with Democrats, they need to think about why wasn't she given more lead time? Why didn't Biden give her 6 months or a year to run?
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. And as vice president, there wasn't a single thing that I did that she couldn't do. And so I was able to delegate her responsibility on everything from foreign policy to domestic policy.
Come on.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah, you said you would do a selfie. There he goes.
That if he weren't in that debate, he'd be running instead of her. She got no votes. He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her.
He's happy Trump won. Look at him. He's having a great time. Look at that smile.
Have you ever thought about what charities and causes, the brands that you give your hard-earned money to support? Pure Talk, my cell phone company, supports veterans. As a veteran-led company, it's their passion project. And that's why Pure Talk has alleviated $10 million in veteran debt. That's why they donated tens of thousands of dollars every month to help prevent veteran suicide. And that's why they just donated $50,000 to Mike Rowe Works, providing scholarships to veterans learning the trade after active duty. Now, isn't that a company that you can get behind? Time to jump ship from Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. There's a better option. Pure Talk gives you the same great coverage, America's most dependable 5G network, for half the cost. And you'll be helping our veterans. It's a win-win. Dial pound 250 and say keyword Brandon Tatum. You'll be connected to Pure Talk's U.S. call center. That's right. They invest in American jobs to better serve you. Dial pound 250 and say Brandon Tatum and save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company. Welcome everybody to the show. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things in this show, especially with these liberal nut jobs going crazy and crying. And to this day, I still love the fact that they're melting down, because they should. From what they did to us, they should be melting down and crying themselves to sleep every single night. But it was very interesting yesterday, we spoke about this, that Kamala Harris actually had a good concession speech. It was good. That's the way she should have gave a concession speech. That's the way she should perceive things. Now, yeah, of course, you lost. You're probably sad. I get it. Cry me a river. We were mad when y'all did this to us in 2020. So I get it. The concession speech should be like Kamala Harris. But don't let them try to gaslight you, because she clearly lost. There was no stoppage of the vote in the middle of the night. There was no winner on one day and then it changed the next day. None of those things happened. Donald Trump won every bellwether county when in 2016 that he should have won to win the presidency. So he did in 2020 and in 2024. There were so many anomalies in 2020. Don't let them gaslight y'all. All right. So let's get to some of these clips, because I want y'all to see Joe Biden and his kerfuffle. But I think that him and others are starting to tone it down a little bit. They really are starting to tone it down. Joe Biden literally had his remarks, and I'm noticing that these Democrats are starting to tone it down a little bit. I'm serious. They starting to tone, oh, we want unity now. They want to do this. They want to do that. Y'all should have been doing this during the election or you know, while you guys were running. Maybe people would have taken you more seriously. But I hope that Donald Trump don't back down. Don't slow down. Don't back down. Don't acquiesce. Give them everything they deserve. Because this is like an abusive person. This is how they act. They do all the shenanigans. They act out. They treat you poorly. And then when you have the leverage and control, they want to be nice again so you can, no. We remember how you treated us, and we're not going to do anything we shouldn't do, but you guys are going to be held accountable. You have to be. We put Donald Trump into place for him to hold you accountable. I want to figure out how many times did medical personnel come visit Joe Biden in the White House? How many Parkinson's and dementia doctors were evaluating him in the White House? I want to know that. That stuff should all be on record. All right, let's play the clip from Joe Biden so you can hear what he had to say about Trump winning in a landslide. Roll the clip.
It's good to see you all, particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America, since our very founding, has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept.
I want to just point this out real quick. I find it disturbingly obvious that these people are either evil, ignorant, or both. You guys spent so much time bashing Donald Trump, saying he's a threat to democracy. I mean, think about this for a minute. This is what makes me mad about politicians. He's a threat to democracy. He's Hitler. He wanted to cause an insurrection. He has unfettered power now. He's going to go after all his political enemies. You guys fear-mongered people into believing that this guy is an existential threat to America. And you get on here and you transition power and you acquiesce to his victory as if none of that was true. Which we know it wasn't true, but particularly the people that follow you. If Donald Trump was going to ruin the country and all the things that they said he was going to do, I do not understand how in your concession speech or your congratulatory speech, why don't you say we need to embrace, we need to get supplies, we should be XYZ, lawsuits, we're going to fight for the American people. We're not going to let him win this. We're not going to let him hurt you. Like, these are the things that he should be saying if in fact the things that they campaigned on were true. But we know that they just flat out lied and was deceptive the entire time. And I was trying to tell people they didn't listen. They didn't mean none of that stuff they said. They're trying to gain power and control. And they will tell you anything they think you want to hear in order to get that power and control. And once they've lost the power and control, they realized that the American people are sick of their bull shenanigans. They're sick of it. And so they have to be cool now. That rhetoric ain't going to bode well for them. The American people don't want to hear that mess no more. The American people don't want to hear you talk about he's going to be Hitler every 5 minutes. Good people on both sides. A bloodbath. And so what are they doing? They backing off of that stuff. They backing off of that rhetoric. Because now he in power in every phase of the government. Finish it.
The choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do no matter who you voted for is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. and it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. We should thank them. Thank them for staffing voting sites, counting the votes, protecting the very integrity of the election. Many of them are volunteers who do it simply out of love for their country. And as they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 4 years, God love you, as my mother would say, thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time.
Why didn't he say anything about a threat to democracy? I'm going to keep hammering that home because I want people to remember the Alamo. All right? I want y'all to remember what these people did. Don't let them trick you. They were evil and deceptive the entire time they were running. And now they want to say, we're going to uphold the Congress. We're going to transition to power. We transitioned power last time. But y'all know what happened last time. We can't fall for it. We know what happened last time. We know. We let it go because we didn't came back and was victorious. And I said this a long time ago. If we don't make it close, then they don't have a chance to do anything to it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I think we got about 4,700 people on there. We should have 4,700 likes if you like the video. Now, AOC put her ugly head out there. She actually ain't ugly. She ugly on the inside. AOC is pretty good looking, some people may say. But on the inside, she looked like a slaughterhouse. She looked like a war zone. I mean, she looked like an infection. I almost said one of them, but I don't want nobody to get offended. Start with an H. And believe it or not, she don't date anybody that's black and brown bodies. She date her good old white man. She get the good old colonizer. These people. She lay up in the bed with a white man every night talking about people of color. You can't believe nothing these people say. But AOC has a future in politics for Democrats because they so far left. So she's not going to acquiesce and say all the right things on a scripted document that somebody wrote for her. She's going to say what she really feels. But this is the future. And the future ain't bright for them. Roll the clip.
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We cannot give up. We now find ourselves in a time in history that has precedent, and we find ourselves, I believe, in a time where there are, let's say, peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter. Donald Trump has talked about turning the military on U.S. citizens.
Stop right there. Shut your mouth. Y'all haven't learned nothing. People don't believe you. Clearly. Y'all ran this stuff all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year. +1 for the leap year. Y'all ran this garbage. Y'all lost like I've never seen before. I haven't been alive in a victory like this, at least consciously aware of politics in a victory this big. He won every swing state. He won the popular vote. A Republican haven't won the popular vote since, I think, Bush Sr. Was it Bush Jr.? Maybe George W. Bush, yeah. A person ain't won a popular vote in a long time. 20 plus years, I think. 2004. That's 20 years. And what do you got to say, AOC? Y'all keep pushing that rubbish. He gonna join the military against you. Keep saying it, because fools keep believing you. And when Donald Trump get into office, and that never happens, it's gonna never happen. People are gonna remember your talking points. Let her finish.
He deems his domestic political enemies, authoritarians and people that he affiliates closely with, and strongmen abroad. In regimes like that, it is not uncommon to jail political dissidents or legislative opponents. This is the world that we very realistically may be entering.
Thank God we are. Let me say this to these people. They want to fearmonger you, and they want to set you up for what's about to happen, right? They want to lead you down the path. See, Biden is trying to keep it straight. Kamala's trying to keep it straight, because they don't want to get too jiggy, because when Donald Trump take over, he got the power to do anything. He got the power to investigate anything he wants to. He's not going to have Jeff Sessions, weenie man himself that didn't do nothing as the attorney general. Nothing. He did nothing. He recused himself. Now Trump going to get somebody that got some kind of fortitude, and they coming for y'all. And they're not going to do it to you because they're somehow angry or mad. It's because y'all wrong. Y'all dirty. Y'all were doing stuff you knew you shouldn't have done. And y'all were doing it in hopes that y'all can secure an election where he would never find out. But Donald Trump going to have access to all that. All that. Come on, y'all say it with me. Don't say all of that. That's too, you say all that. They're going to have access to all that. And I hope that he put it out for the world. Hey, man, that's going to have to be a point of division for a little bit. And division meaning that people ain't going to like what the truth is for a little bit. And then we're going to get over it.